Welcome to the Scout National Showcase from Kennesaw, Georgia, June 9, 2014. We're in game number 2. This will be the red team's first game. They'll be playing against our blue team. They rolled off a 7-5 victory over the yellow team in game number 1. And we'll take a look at the blue team lineup.
Giovanna Titus, Augusta, Georgia.
Kara Wilson, Tampa, Florida. Karina Stern, McLean, Virginia.
Montana Shug, Thomaston, Georgia.
Fiona Summers, Lombard, Illinois. Kara Estelle, Swanee, Georgia. Chase Ellen, Cedartown, Georgia. Blake Brackett, Vienna, Virginia.
Logan Calhoun, Dublin, Georgia. Casey Carr, Bedford, Virginia.
McKenna Gillespie out of Alabama will get the start in the circle for the red team. Alexis Mace will be behind the plate out of Florida. Rachel Bonatavitis to lead things off for the blue team. She batted 4-hole in the first game. First pitch on the way. On the inside corner for strike 1. Definitely expect Gillespie to be in the strike zone all day long. One of the top arms out of Alabama, in the Southeast for that matter. Metter and Jensen up the middle for second and short. 0-1 pitch, a swung on a miss. He took a little bit off of that one. And quickly Gillespie's up 0-2. Bonatavitis 1 for 3 in the first game. Singled in her second, about 0-2 pitch on the way. Rise ball misses up. Good spot to miss with 2 strikes. Alexis Mace calling pitches behind the plate. She'll set inside for the 1-2 pitch. And Gillespie misses low and inside. Count runs even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. And fouled off of the right ankle, it looks like. Mace moves back inside to Bonatavitis, 2-2 pitch. We'll back her off the plate a little bit, and the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just to cover rules again, if a hitter walks, count will reset to 2 balls and 1 strike 1 time, then a full count if they walk a second time. Payoff pitch, grounded to shortstop. Caitlin Jensen has it on to first base, and Kylie Sosby in plenty of time. And Bonatavitis is retired here in the top of the first. Sosby and Earnhardt at the corners. Kara Wilson, the hitter out of Florida. Second baseman. First pitch in there for strike 1. Wilson 1 for 3 in game number 1. She doubled, scored a run, had an RBI to show for it as well. 0-1 pitch on the way. Ball's hammered down the left field line, but foul. Plenty of foul room here at Kennesaw State University. As you see here, a lot of construction going on behind the wall. We're obviously very excited to come back in the next year. Take a look at the progress. 0-2 the count. Again, hammered down the third base line, but foul. Kara Wilson's been a couple of inches away from a couple of doubles down the left field line already today. Does have a double to show for her work. Gillespie and Mace working very well together in the early going. Looked like the two may have got crossed up there just a little bit. Looked like Mace wanted to go at the drop ball inside. Mace sets inside. In there for strike 3. And Gillespie is showing complete command of the inside corner with the screwball early on this morning. And that'll bring up Karina Stern batting in the 3-hole. Stern was definitely impressive behind the plate in game number 1. First pitch on the way. Rise ball misses. Stern with a pair of singles in game number 1, 2 for 3, scored 2 runs. 1-0 pitch, backs her off the plate, and Stern's up, 2 balls and no strikes. May sets inside for the 2-0 pitch. Change-up, swing and a miss. Gillespie, one of the more crafty pitchers that we saw during the 2013-2014 season. Will pitch backwards at time, throwing the off speed while she's down in the count. 2-0 pitch, fouled at the plate. Gillespie very meticulous about how she approaches batters. 2-2 pitch misses upstairs. The count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way to Karina Stern. That'll be popped out of play. Sosby will chase after, but he'll reach the stands. As you see, plenty of foul room behind home plate to the left and to the right. Catchers and corners have plenty of opportunity to rob a foul ball that would normally reach the stands at other complexes. Payoff pitch on the way again. In there for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. Red team coming to bat. We're scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first inning here in game number 2 from Kennesaw, Georgia, Scout National Showcase. Madison Metter will lead things off for the red team. Let's have a look at the rest of the lineup.
Madison Metter, Beth, Virginia. My name is Alexis Mace from Winter Haven, Florida. Caitlin Jensen, Beer, Florida. Rosie Alexander, Jacksonville, Florida. Johanna Earnhardt, Fire Branch, Georgia. Kylie Sosby, Cincinnati, Ohio. Jamie Kozazinski, Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Haley McMenamin, Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Kenna Gillespie, Opelika, Alabama.
Metter to lead things off for the red team. Metter out of Bedford, Virginia. 2016 second baseman, plays some shortstop. Metter's actually the highest rated player in the Atlanta National Showcase today. And the Scout top 10 first pitch on the way from Shea Solins, misses high for ball 1. Fiona Summers will be behind the plate for the blue team. Solins impressive in game 1. Really moved the ball in and out very well. Changed speeds a little bit too. 1-0 pitch misses low and inside, and it's 2-0 to Madison Metter. Metter makes her way to the Scout National here in Kennesaw via the Scout Regional Showcase in Blacksford, Virginia, Virginia Tech University, where Metter was 67 miles per hour overhand, a low 2.6 runner. Metter also homered at Virginia Tech. Had a long drive to left center. She's up 3-0 here. She'll show bunt, pull back, and now the count's going to reset to 2 balls and a strike after the walk. Two-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And that's really the part of the plate that Metter likes to hit. Very solid middle away. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Solins just misses a 2-2 pitch high and outside. As you can tell by her reaction, she threw that ball exactly where she wanted to. Excellent pitch. Counts full again, payoff pitch. Ball skied down the left field line. Montana Shug not able to come up with it. And Madison Metter has new life at the plate. If you're seeing the red shirt in the stands behind home plate, don't worry. Jenna Thomas has not found the wrong spot. She is actually in the game after this. She just wore her Red Scout softball shirt to watch this game. Jenna Thomas and the green team will get underway after this. We'll see their first action of the day. Ball's hammered down the left field line. And I'll have to recant my definition of hammer. That ball was popped down the left field line. Count remains full to Metter. Lead off the bottom of the first. That ball a hitter. And that will just keep the count full. All of the players at a Scout National definitely very familiar with each other. Many of the players find themselves in the Scout Top 150 before they reach this event. They can scout each other out a little bit. Payoff pitch. The ball's popped out of play. And we've got a catch in the stands. Scoreless in the bottom of the first. Madison Metter still leading off for the red team. Count remains full. Summer sets outside. That ball's again lifted out of play. Behind home plate. That'll reach the concourse area behind the complex. Payoff pitch on the way again. Misses low and inside. Nice job of Summers to knock that ball down. Definitely a challenge for the batter and the pitcher in this situation where they don't have a chance to reboot and go to a new batter, new pitcher. Payoff pitch on the way. Fouled straight back again. And here we go again. High and outside, ball 4. We'll stay at 3-2. And it goes without saying that Alexis Mace has now seen enough pitches to be prepared for her at bat after this. Ball's grounded foul down the third base line. Some of the softballs are still coming back a little bit wet. It is Georgia in June. And it is morning time still, so plenty to do on the ground. We're set for the 3-2 pitch once more. That ball's lifted into center field. That'll fall in front of Logan Calhoun and Blake Brackett. And Madison Metter wins the battle and is ahead. And on first base. Leadoff single for the red team. Alexis Mace will be the hitter. Mace was impressive at her Scout Regional Showcase in St. Petersburg, Florida back in December of 2013. She started behind the plate for the red team. First pitch on the way. Changeup. Summers will block and pop on that one. 1-0 pitch on the way. Sets outside, ground ball to shortstop. Casey Carr picks up, touches the bag on the first, in time for the double play ball. The 6-3 double play ball erases the leadoff single by Madison Metter. And that's easy to do when you throw 73 miles an hour from the position, as Casey Carr does. She's already been able to show off the arm a couple of times today. Caitlin Jensen steps in, the 2017 shortstop out of Florida. Swing and a miss. Jensen definitely a high-level D1 type prospect. Big time power at the plate. 67 miles per hour overhand. We've already seen her arm early in the top of the first. Ball's hammered in the left field. It's foul. You typically see a lot of early swings at national showcases early on as players get used to the pressure, the cameras, spotlight a little bit. They tend to jump at the ball. As hitters settle in, timing becomes better. They're able to adjust off speed a little bit more. As we see Jensen just a little bit anxious. It's just a much different situation when players are working through an event that they understand is going to be seen by not just a couple of college coaches, but hundreds. Ground ball up the middle, past Casey Carr into center field, and Caitlin Jensen's aboard with a 2-out single. And unfortunately for the red team, they've got 2 out of the first 3 batters to single up the middle and only 1 base runner to show for it. Alexis Mace hit her ball hard that Casey Carr turned into a 6-3 double play ball. Rosie Alexander will step in out of Jacksonville, Florida. First pitch on the way. The ball's grounded to shortstop. Casey Carr on to first base. And that'll end the threat. We're scoreless as we head to the top of the second from Kennesaw, Georgia, with the blue team coming to bat again. McKenna Gillespie out for her second inning of work here in game number 2. Montana Shug will lead things off for the blue team. Shug was absolutely perfect at the plate in game number 1, 3 for 3. Scored a run, knocked in a few. And she'll bat out of the 4-hole this game. Dennis Talley getting the game ball situation under control for us. First pitch on the way to Shug is inside off the plate. One 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to third base. Alexis Mace will pick it up in foul territory. Mace moves out from behind the plate to third base. Johanna Earnhardt behind the plate now for the red team. Earnhardt and Gillespie out of the same regional from Georgia earlier this year in Atlanta. Pitch misses high. Counts 2-1 to Montana Shug. Earnhardt sets outside. Fouled off again. Gillespie always seems to be around the zone, but never over the plate. Always touching the corners. 2-2 pitch grounded to second base. Metter picks up, flips it to Sosby, and there's 1 out. Metter out at second base, a little unassuming at times. Doesn't play with a lot of intentional flash. Goes about her business pretty quietly, but makes plays. The physical tools that she can play second base with just put her on another level than other prospects at the same age. Fiona Summers will step in out of Lombard, Illinois. First pitch on the way, inside for ball 1. Gillespie definitely setting a pattern of working in, then out to most hitters. 1-0 pitch on the way. Drop ball over for strike 1. Nice look at the drop ball going inside this time. Earnhardt sets outside. As we talked about in game number 1, humidity may be a little bit of an issue if pitchers getting a grip early on.
Oh. Good, right here. Working hard, you got this. Play that way. One down.
3-1 the count to Summers. Earnhardt sets inside. That ball hits her in the head. Dennis Talley will give a quick check. Give Summers a little bit of time. Summers able to turn her head pretty easily there and allow that to be a glancing blow. Third base coach checks on her a little bit, make sure she's doing okay. That's Paige Novak, third base. And Summers is set. Count resets to 2 balls and a strike after the hit by pitch. She digs in for the 2-1 pitch. That misses low and it counts 3 balls and a strike.
Hey, big rest right here. 3-2. Take your time, you got this.
Ground ball to the left side. Alexis Mace picks it up. Goes a bullet across to first base to Kylie Sosby. And there's 2 gone here in the top of the second. Catchers always enjoy being able to run around a little bit without the gear on and play other positions at these events. Kara Estelle steps in. She was 0 for 3 in game 1. First pitch on the way, grounded to the right side. Metter picks it up onto first base. And it's 6 batters faced and 6 batters down for Gillespie. We'll head to the bottom of the second, scoreless from Kennesaw. Casey Carr in the circle for the blue team as we start the bottom of the second. Karina Stern behind the plate. Calhoun to short. Summers over at third base now. Johanna Earnhardt just lead things off for the red team. First pitch on the way from Carr in there for strike 1. Ground ball to the right side. Caristell picks it up. She'll take it herself. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Kylie Sosby will step in. Out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Carr misses upstairs. Then a little off the plate. Sosby, a 2015 pitcher. Carr misses off the plate again, and it's 2-0. Sosby definitely not one-dimensional as a player. She swings it too. 2-0 pitch. Ball's popped up. Stern will head back towards the screen. Play it off the net. Sosby makes her way here from a Chicago regional showcase. Two-1 pitch in there to even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-2 pitch on the way. She'll dump that ball into the first base dugout. Estelle returns that ball back to home plate for a dry one. Two and 2 the count to Sosby. Foul ball down the third baseline. Count remains even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fiona Summers back at third base after an impressive game one where she made a couple of nice plays. The 2-2 pitch is grounded. And right on cue there, Summers making a backhand play on a foul ball. Which again, just goes to show players that you don't have to have an actual play to make that counts towards the game to represent yourself well. See a lot of third basemen pull up, let that ball go to left field. But Summers is playing everything live, giving herself a chance to represent her abilities very well. As we tell catchers all the time, if we put you at a third base spot or first base or in the outfield, the only thing you can do is show athleticism at those positions that the catching spot doesn't always allow you to show. So always a positive. 2-2 pitch on the way again. And the same result. It's fouled down the third base line. Montana Shug out in left field getting a little bit of a workout. Sosby going with a wear down technique. Checks her swing and the count runs full. Nice pitch by Casey Carr. Probably nothing different than Casey Carr would want to do with that pitch. Payoff pitch on the way to Sosby. Ball's lifted into left field. Montana Shug towards the corner. And that ball probably had enough length to go out of the park if it stayed fair. Relatively large field here. 207 down the lines, and it jets out pretty quickly to the gaps. Will not be a cheap home run hit at Kennesaw. Payoff pitch on the way. That ball's lined in the right field. It's going to get past the right fielder, Bonatavides. Sosby will round first and make it to second without a throw. She's in for a stand-up double. And after fouling several balls off down the left field line, when Carr goes outside, Sosby stays on the ball. Able to line it in the right field. Excellent piece of hitting. Jamie Kozazemski steps in. Kozazemski, an outfielder and a pitcher out of Georgia. '16 athlete. Sosby in scoring position. First pitch misses low and away. Sturm comes up, eyeballing Sosby at second base, but she'll return the ball back to Carr. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Kozazemski has definitely come a long way with the bat since the first time we saw her in Florida. Made an appearance back in Georgia in March and swung the bat very well. She hit a ball during game action. It looked like it was going to hit the middle of the Georgia State scoreboard in right center field. And she'll go down on strikes here for the second out in the bottom of the second. Haley McMenamin will step in as we go back-to-back tongue twisters here for the red team. '15 outfielder out of Pennsylvania. Had a good showing in Lakewood, New Jersey back in November of 2013 at a regional showcase. Carr misses low and inside. Haley really attacks the ball to plate. Stays aggressive. Hits beyond her size. Counts full to McMenamin. And there's a tongue twister already getting me. Carr misses low and outside again. Sosby definitely expecting contact out at second base. Had a great jump there. Should be able to score on a base hit with that sort of jump. Has good speed. Misses outside. Payoff pitch on the way. Outside. Count remains full from here on out. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that'll end the threat. We'll head to the top of the third. We're still scoreless from Kennesaw here in game number 2. Kylie Sosby will see her first action in the circle for the red team. After McKenna Gillespie goes too strong. Gillespie only faced 6 batters, set them all down. Shea Solons is going to lead off for the blue team here. First pitch on the way. Nice scoop by Alexis Mace behind home plate. Solon's up 2-0 on Sosby. Lead off the top of the third. Swing and a miss. Sosby does work with some pace in the circle. Works quickly. May sets inside for the 2-1. Ball's fouled out of play right behind home plate. It'll reach the street. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. May sets high and inside again. That ball's going to hit Solons in the foot. As we've seen now a few times, pitchers have tried to go upstairs for the rise ball and just haven't had a grip on the ball. Dealing in a very humid situation. Payoff pitch. Ball's popped up behind the plate. Alexis Mace towards the screen. She's got it and plowed over by McKenna Gillespie. Just helping her teammate look that much tougher. As the first baseman comes over and knocks her on the ground. As you know, Gillespie from Alabama, so football probably definitely in her blood a little bit. She plows over a catcher. Blake Brackett, the hitter, fouls that pitch off the screen. Alexis Mace can't get to that one. And for Shea Solons, that ball most likely at other parks is in the stands. But plenty of foul territory behind home plate here. 0-1 pitch to Brackett, swings through and misses. And it's 0-2. Brackett having a little bit of a difficult day at the plate. 0 for 4 in the first game. Very uncharacteristic of Brackett. 0-2 pitch, foul tipped in the plate. Mace holds on to it, and there's 2 outs here. As the red pitchers have now seen 8 batters and sat each one of them down in order. We'll see what Logan Calhoun can do to break up the no-hitter by the red team. Calhoun 1 for 3 in the first game, tripled in her first at bat. Crushed the ball to center field on a line. 1-0 pitch on the way. In there for strike 1. That's definitely a call the pitchers have been getting today. On the right side of the plate. 1-1 pitch. Ball's fouled down the left field line. As I talked about quite a bit in game number 1, that's the beauty of the Logan Calhoun swing. The fact that she doesn't try to roll over just to put that ball in play. She'll take normal swings on balls slightly off the plate, foul them off, try to get a better pitch to hit. Same situation there. She knows that ball's likely to be called a strike, so she'll go ahead and foul it off. But doesn't try to come out of her sequence or process and try to put that ball in play just for the sake of putting the ball in play. Mace will set inside for the 2-strike pitch. She'll foul that one down the first base line.
Hey, keep working, deep breath.
Calhoun, a prototype 1 or 2 hole hitter. Should definitely play Division I softball at some point. Calhoun, an interesting prospect because she probably could hit for more power. The approach was changed just a little bit. She'll dump that ball over the head of Metter at second base. McMiniman throws that ball in to Jensen. And Calhoun breaks up the no-no. She's aboard with a 2-out single here in the top of the third. Casey Carr will step in. Batting in a 10 spot this game, which will make Casey Carr the world's top 10-hole hitter. As we continue the lineup where we left off from the previous game. 0-1 pitch. Ball's hammered third base. Johanna Earhart picks it up, throws it to Gillespie at first, and a nice play by the catcher at third base. We'll head to the bottom of the third. We're still scoreless in game number 2. Rachel Bonatavides will see her first action in the circle here in game number 2. McKenna Gillespie to lead things off for the red team. Then we're back to the top of the order in Madison Metter. Gillespie does have power at the plate. Gillespie hit the ball very well at her Scout Regional Showcase back in March. She'll lift that ball down the left field line. Plenty of distance for a home run, just hooked a little bit foul. Fiona Summers behind the plate to work with Bonatavides. Summers has been very solid behind the plate all day long. She'll set inside. Looked like she took a little bit off of that pitch. And this is the beauty of a Scout National Showcase, to have this sort of power. Sitting in a 9 spot of the order. Definitely no let up for pitchers here. Although the Atlanta National Showcase we're at right now may have the top group of pitchers to attend the Scout National all summer long. Dallas will definitely challenge. And outside corner for strike 3, and Bonatavides has retired Gillespie on strikes. Madison Metter will step in, 1-for-1, singled in her first at bat. First time to face Bonatavides. Misses inside. And even the read that Madison Metter takes on the inside pitch, just how late she is able to hold off and wait and wait and wait and then move it to last second, just shows you she sees the ball on a different level than most players. 1-0 pitch on the way. Off the end of the bat into left field. That ball's going to be off the glove, and that'll go for extra bases. Metter will hold up at second base. As she's now 2 for 2 with a double and a single halfway to the cycle. Shows pretty good pop there for a ball that was hit off the end of the bat. Alexis Mace will step in. Robbed by Casey Carr in her first at bat. Looked like a single. Turned into a 6-3 double play ball. Yes, Carr was able to scoop the ball over the bag, touch second base, and throw a bullet on to first base to get Mace at first, who runs very well for a catcher. Change up, nice pitch. That may be the best pitch that Bonatavis has thrown all day, with the fact that she sold it well, started on a similar plane. Very nice job. Summer sets outside. She'll pick that ball. Matter to hold her spot at second base and return. Sometimes after a pitcher's able to get the changeup over for a strike, it'll throw off the timing just a little bit. Payoff pitch on the way to Alexis Mace. Summers will pick it. And the count will stay full. Or I'm sorry, it's going to reset to 2 balls and a strike. That's the first walk. In there for strike 2. Apparently Alexis Mace and I were on the same page. We thought it reset it to a 3-2 count. We're sitting 2-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Changeup misses. Metter's going to take 3rd without a throw. As she gets to hang out with travel teammate Casey Carr, who obviously make a very formidable middle infield combination during travel ball. Full count to Metter, or to Mace. Metter the runner at 3rd. Carr plays behind a 3rd base about 2 steps. Payoff pitch on the way. Summers sets inside. Summers thought about throwing to 3rd. Casey Carr playing in alignment at 3rd base. I tend to gravitate towards a little bit, playing behind the bag or even with it with the runner at 3rd, so that the force out's available on a line drive. Payoff pitch on the way again. Misses outside. Count will continue to stay full until the at-bat's over. Summers moves inside this time. Ground ball to 3rd. Carr picks it up. Metter back to the bag. And she's got her. And Casey Carr will have bragging rights over teammate Madison Metter after that play. And we think we saw Casey Carr crack a little bit of a smile over there. Metter's cut down on the fielder's choice. It'll go 5 unassisted on the fielder's choice. Caitlin Jensen steps in. Fiona Summers with the backhand behind the plate. Jensen singled in her first at bat. Jensen hitting tape measure home runs back in St. Petersburg. Backs her off the plate a little bit. Throw to first, not in time. Catchers have done a nice job so far today with staying aggressive behind the plate, trying to pick off runners. We encourage runners to steal bases as often as they want to out here. Changeup misses low and inside. There's simply just no let up in any lineup that's out here today. They all hit 1 through 9 or 1 through 10 in the blue team situation. Jensen up with Alexis Mace aboard at first base. Ball's fouled off. As you're able to take a look at the plus bat speed that Jensen shows. Big time power at the plate, big time actions at the plate. Swing and a miss. And Summers not able to get a hold of that ball and throw it to first base. So Jensen's going to reach first base after the strikeout. And that'll give Rosie Alexander a chance with the go-ahead run at second base. Summers will go out and talk to Bonatavidis a little bit. Try to get on the same page. Bonatavidis not shaking off Summers a whole lot. Has been somewhat in and out of her rhythm all day long. It's worked out of some jams. Alexander will step in. She grounded out the shortstop on her first at bat. Just out of the reach of Casey Carr at third base, on down the third baseline there. Alexander, a free swinger at the plate. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Summers sets outside. Just doesn't look like Bonatavidis is getting enough of a horizontal action with the wrist on the curveball. Looks like the timing's off just a little bit, like she's getting over the top of it. 1-1 the count. Count will move to 2 balls and a strike to Rosie Alexander. Alexander, an interesting prospect. We saw Rosie the first time about 2 years ago in Jacksonville, Florida, back in August of 2012. Good rip. And Rosie hit the ball very well. She swung the bat very well. And then after the event, we learned that Rosie hadn't been playing softball more than a year at that point. Never played rec softball, jumped right into select, and is still relatively new to the sport in terms of the competition she's playing against. So plenty of upside for Alexander. And every time we've seen Rosie, she's gotten better and better. The arm has improved, defense has gotten much better. She's beginning to show more patience at the plate. Swing's always been there. Payoff pitch on the way from Bonatavidis. And it's in there for strike 3. And that'll end the inning. Bonatavidis pitches out of a little bit of trouble, and we're still scoreless as we head to the 4th.
Forget it.
Kylie Sosby back on for her second inning of work after she pitched a scoreless top of the 3rd to the blue team. It's like the baseball campers from Kennesaw State are settled in for lunch. Oh, and 1 to Bonatavidis. Earnhardt behind the plate. Swing and a miss. Johanna Earnhardt with a nice play at third base on Casey Carr's hard one-hop liner to third base to end the 3rd. Now she'll go behind the plate where she's more comfortable. Sosby, the only player from Ohio at a Scout National this summer. Swing and a miss. And Bonatavides is down on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Sosby. Kara Wilson will step in. Wilson struck out in her first at bat. This will be her first at bat against Sosby. First pitch swinging, pops that ball out of play down the right side, off the netting. Oh, 1 pitch on the way to Wilson. Oh, it's lifted into left field. We almost have a collision in left center. The ball drops in, and Wilson's going to be into second base safely with the stand-up double. Looked like Kozazemski and McMenamin almost ran into each other. Both pulled up at the same time. And the blue team's now in business with the runner in scoring position, only 1 out. Karina Sturm, the hitter. Sturm struck out in her first at bat. Sturm 2 for 3 in game number 1. Scored a pair of runs. Had a big rip and a miss there. Sosby continues to work quick in between pitches. Earnhardt sets outside, swing and a miss by Sturm. A good indication that Sosby has some late movement happening right now. This Sturm's taking good swings on plane, just not connecting. Sosby typically has a little bit of a late run to her ball. Even if she starts the ball on the outside half, it can sometimes come back. Just a different movement than a lot of hitters are used to seeing. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. For the count and reset, my apologies. Now we're at 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way. Ball's popped up. Sosby will call it off in a circle. McKenna Gillespie will try to run over her. Gillespie with a definite height advantage there. Probably could have gone vertical and got that ball. 2 outs for Montana Shug. So we talked about Gillespie being able to swing the bat. She's also an above-average defender in the circle. Nice rip from Montana Shug, but she doesn't connect. Comes up empty on that one. Shug 3 for 4 on the afternoon. Grounded out to second base in her first at bat. The ball misses low and inside. Counts even at 1 ball and a strike.
Plays that 1. Be sure of it out. We got 2.
Earnhardt will set outside on the 1-1. The ball's lifted into right field. They'll take 1 hop and reach the wall. McMenamin will throw that ball to second base, and Montana Shug has put the blue team on top with a 2-out RBI double off the right center field fence. And as we talked earlier, Kennesaw State, a fairly large park out to center field, and jets out to the gas pretty quickly. So a very impressive shot by Montana Shug there. Yeah, she's now 4 for 5 and has done significant damage today already. Fiona Summers the batter now with Shug at second base. 2 outs. Yeah, Sosby tries to pitch out of it. Summers grounded out to third base on her first at bat in the second inning off McKenna Gillespie. She'll pop that ball up down the right side. Gillespie's got it, and that'll end the inning. Blue team takes a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Shea Sullivan's back to work for the blue team. So it'll be Sullivan's last action of the day in the circle. She's been solid all day long. Pitched a 1-2-3, top of the first. Johanna Earnhardt will lead things off for the red team. Earnhardt grounded out to first base in her first at bat of the afternoon. Earnhardt, a 2016 catcher, made an outstanding play at third base already today, too. Karina Stern behind the plate. Sosby on deck. Kozazimski to follow. Ground ball up the middle. Solons picks it. Strike on the first base. The first batter's retired here in the bottom of the fourth. And so far, the pitchers are doing their part on flashing the leather a little bit. Bonatavides had an excellent pick in game number 1. And they're doing an excellent job of selling the fact that they knew they had it all along as well. 1-0 pitch to Sosby. Sosby doubled the right field in her first at bat after fouling several balls off to the left side. Displaying a really nice piece of hitting. 2-0 pitch. This is outside. After a 4-pitch walk, the count will reset to 2 balls and a strike to Sosby. 2-1 pitch. Ball is lifted into left field. Fiona Summers will handle that one. And there's 2 down. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Jamie Kozazimski will step in. She struck out in her first at bat. Her first at bat came against Casey Carr. First pitch on the way from Solons, fouled off the screen. Haley McMiniman on deck. Ball's popped to first base. Bonatavides 2 steps behind the bag, secures it. And we'll head to the top of the 5th. Blue team still holding a 1-0 lead from Kennesaw. Kara Estelle to lead things off for the blue team here in the top of the 5th. Jamie Kozazimski, the new pitcher. This will be Jamie's first action in the circle of the Scout National Showcase. Alexis Mace behind the plate. First pitch on the way. Misses high. Estelle grounded out to second base in her first at bat. In there for strike 1. Ball's popped up. Alexander comes in. She'll take it in shallow right center field. And Estelle's retired. Shea Solons will step in for the blue team. Solons 0 for 1 in this game. Mace sets inside. That ball a hitter. And Solons has been plunked again. Which is completely safe now because Solons isn't going to throw any more in the circle. So I guess the pitcher's fair game since you can't retaliate. 1-0 pitch on the way. Misses outside. Solons 1 for 3 in the first game. Singled in her second at bat. She's 0 for 1 today in the second game. 2-0 pitch. And now we're going with the brush back to Solons. .30 pitch misses high and inside, and the count will reset to 2 balls and a strike. As Kozazimki works to Solons here. They're at the top of the 5th. Blue team up 1-0. Ball's ripped into left field. It's foul. Solons jumping on the offensive there. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blake Brackett on deck. 2-2 pitch. Misses high. Count will run full. Payoff pitch on the way. Ball's popped up. Right behind home plate, bounces right to Alexis Mace. Count remains full. Ball's popped up. Madison met her towards the line. Catches that ball about 3 steps in foul territory. Made it look easy. It's typically what she does. Having low 2.6 speed really helps cover that much ground and make it look easy. Blake Brackett will step in. She's 0 for 1 with the strikeout in this game. She'll ground that ball to the left side, or the right side. Johanna Earnhardt picks it up. And that'll end the threat. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Blues still on top, 1-0 from Kennesaw, Georgia. Haley McMenamin will lead things off against Casey Carr. She struck out against Carr in her first at bat in the 2nd inning. Fiona Summers behind the plate. McKenna Gillespie on deck. Madison Metter will bat 3rd this inning. First pitch in there for strike 1 on the outside corner. Carr faced 4 batters in the 2nd, struck out 2 of them. Change up. And that's the advantage of throwing hard, that sometimes hitters have to gear up so early to hit off of you that the change up when thrown down in the zone is really effective. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch on the way. Summers can't hold on to it. May have got the call if she hangs on to it. We'll never know. Ball's popped over to second base. And Estelle can't hold on to it. And McMenamin will reach first base on an error. That'll be charged to the first baseman, Kara Estelle. Kara Wilson did a nice job on that play of staying back. A lot of times that ball has so much English on it that players will charge in and put themselves in a spot where they can't adjust to whatever hop's going to happen after this. McKenna Gillespie, the hitter, struck out in her first at bat after she hit a ball that would have been out if it stayed fair down the left field line. Her first time facing Casey Carr. She'll ground that ball to the left side. Sturm on to second base to Wilson, not in time to first. So it'll go 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Again, a nice job by another catcher stepping out into the infield, making a play. We've seen Johanna Earnhardt for the red team make a play at third and second now as well. Definitely done nothing but add value to what she does as a total package as a softball player. Madison Metter, the hitter, she singled and doubled in her first two at-bats. Had a double that was misplayed earlier. Gillespie, the runner at first base. Ground ball to third. Sturm picks it up on the first in time. And Metter's retired for the first time this afternoon. And it seems like wherever a catcher is on the infield, wherever we move them to, the ball's going to be hit there today. Alexis Mace, the hitter. 0 for 2. She'll hit that ball in the right field. And a diving catch by Rachel Bonatavadis, and Alexis Mace continues to get robbed here in Kennesaw, Georgia. Has hit the ball well, but nothing to show for it yet. We'll head to the sixth. Blue on top, 1-0. McKenna Gillespie returns to the circle for her third inning of work. Gillespie has seen 6 batters and set them all down in order. She'll deal with Logan Calhoun, Casey Carr, Rachel Bonatavadis this inning. Kara Wilson will bat should anyone reach. First pitch on the way to Calhoun. This is low and outside. Out of the reach of Johanna Earnhardt. Calhoun and Carr have not faced Gillespie today. Bonatavadis has. 1-0 pitch grounded up the middle. Gillespie picks it. So's be able to handle a hot low throw. There's one away. Again, the pitchers continue to flash to leather in the circle. And catchers continue to flash to leather when we put them on the infield. It's just a pitcher-catcher kind of day. Casey Carr, the hitter. Hit a hard ground ball to third base her first time up. She'll half swing the ball. Metter out the middle. She'll make the catch over the shoulder. In the middle of 3 other red shirts. But Metter able to haul that ball in and make it look easy. And that'll be some payback for Madison Metter, who was tagged out by Casey Carr earlier during the game. So bragging rights get to switch off a little bit. Bonatavadis to hitter. She grounded out to shortstop in her first at bat. This will be her second at bat against McKenna Gillespie. These two players are familiar with each other. They came out of the same regional showcase. 1-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Looks like she took a little bit off of that one. All pitchers working relatively fast today. That's nice to see. Good pace to the games. 1-1 pitch. Earnhardt sets outside. Change up again. Or an off-speed curve of some sort. But Bonatavadis down, a ball and 2 strikes. Gillespie, 8 batters face. 8 batters sat down, all in order by Gillespie today. Bonatavadis fouls off the tough screwball. Pretty good job of hitting just to make that a foul ball right there. Nice job of Bonatavlis of setting good angles there. 1-2 pitch on the way again. Rise ball misses way upstairs. Earnhardt will play that on the ricochet. Two and two the count to Bonatavlis. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Earnhardt will throw it on to first base. Sosby back to the bag in time. And the blue team will hold on to a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th from Kennesaw, Georgia.
All right, you're gonna ladies, the score here.
Bonatavlis and Stern the battery here. Casey Carr at third, Montana Shug at short, Kara Wilson at second, Kara Estelle at first base. Our blue team still holds on to a 1-0 lead as Carr, Solons, and Bonatavlis have been very crafty, pitching out of a couple of jams to a very dangerous red team lineup. Caitlin Jensen leads things off. Changeup misses low. Jensen 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. The red team to this point has only had one batter reach beyond second base. That was Madison Metter after a double and a pass ball. And Casey Carr took care of that with a fielder's choice. Ground ball to third, Carr on the first base. Plenty of arm, plenty of time. And there's 1 out. There's just not a lot of infielders in the entire sport that can make that play. Even at the Division I level, you just don't find arms like that. For 4 years, the Scout softball record held at 71 miles per hour overhand, and then Casey Carr comes out and ties the record on her first overhand throw in Virginia. Breaks the record by 2 miles per hour at 73 on her second throw. So we continue to rave about her arm. Rosie Alexander steps in. She's 0 for 2. Struck out in her last at bat. Grounded out to short in the first. That'll back her off the plate, but it's in there for a strike. Alexander, very interesting with the amount of softball she's played and how good she's become in a very short amount of time. She'll line that ball to center field, hit well. Logan Calhoun into the gap about 6 steps over to left center. Blake Brackett with plenty of speed had it backed up if it scooted past Calhoun. And that's a ton of speed sitting in left field and center field right now.
Dude, I don't even swing.
Johanna Earnhardt steps in, representing the tying run. We're still at 1-0 here from the blue team. First pitch misses high and outside. Again, Sturm's been solid behind the plate all day long, as most catchers have been. 1-0 pitch. Ball's popped up. Bonatavlis back to the back of the circle. Coming in is Montana Shug, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 7th inning. Blue team looking to add on to some insurance to their 1-0 lead. Kylie Sosby out for her 3rd inning of work. To pitch the top of the 7th. Sosby would definitely like to leave it as a 1-0 lead and give themselves a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th. Kara Wilson will lead off. In there for strike 1. Alexis Mace behind the plate working with Sosby. Wilson's 1 for 2 in this game so far. She doubled, scored the game's only run. And she's down 2 strikes. Sosby working very quickly. 2-strike pitch on the way. Ball's popped up into the outfield. Rosie Alexander coming in from right field, takes it. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Our red team with the distinct advantage in the outfield today. as they're the only team that has 3 pure first position outfielders on the squad. Karina Sturm, the hitter. Sturm's 0 for 2 in this game. Sosby gets ahead. It's 0-1. Sturm had good swings off of Sosby last time, just didn't connect on anything. 0-1 pitch on the way. Rise ball misses. Nice spot, but Sturm's not biting. Mason, Sosby, definitely some chemistry. Ball misses inside. And it's 2 balls and a strike to Sturm. Foul tip held on to by Mace, and that's strike 3. And Sturm goes down on strikes as the infield converges on Kylie Sosby. Alexis Mace with a nice job of holding on to that pitch. 2 outs for Montana Shug. She's only 4 for 5 today. She's knocked in the only run of this game. Shug looking very comfortable in the box right now. Settles in against Sosby. Ball's popped up on the right side, and that's going to land in front of Alexander, beyond the reach of Earnhardt. And Shug has now landed herself a 5 for 6 day at the plate. Continuously running up against some of the toughest pitching that she'll see. 2 outs for Fiona Summers at the plate. And impressive enough about this is that Shug's done this against Chelsea Evans, Avery Lamb, Gillespie, and Sosby, all future Division I pitchers at some level or another. Ball's popped down the right side. So anytime that you run up against 4 arms like that and run off a 5 for 6, you're definitely doing something right. Sosby goes right back to work, pounding the strike zone against Summers. Summers 0 for 2, popped out to first base her last time. Pops that ball up, Mace gives a chase to it. We've got another nice catch in the stands. The throw is suspect though. You would expect at an event like this where the players are so talented that mom and dad will be able to make plays like that. So we expect that of mom and dad too. Ball's going to skip past Mace. Shug will take second base without a throw. She'll round it 2 steps and head on back. Summers looking to add on to a 1-0 lead here for the blue team. Top of 7, 2 outs. Ball's popped up. Earnhardt and Metter back, and Metter's going to hold on to that ball as she collides with Earnhardt and make her 3rd nice play on a pop-up here. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th, 1-0 blue, as we wrap things up for game 2. Casey Carr has landed the closer's role here in game number 2. She looks to hold on to the lead for the blue team. Blue team won game number 1, 7-5. A little different flavor to this one, as the blue team is holding on to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Carr's pitched 2 scoreless innings in this game. Kylie Sosby will lead off. She's 1 for 2 with a double. She doubled off a Carr in her first at bat. Sosby's done a nice job of handling Casey Carr's velocity at the plate. She was able to turn on several pitches earlier, then stay back and hit a ball in the right field for a line shot double. She'll lift that ball in the right field. And nobody's going to get to it as Caristell is playing deep. As we said earlier, that's where the red team has an advantage over everybody else. They've actually got 3 pure outfielders in those spots. When we play these games with 9 or 10 players on a team, typically we've got a catcher or pitcher in at least one of the corner outfield spots, and sometimes those things just happen. Jamie Kozazemski will step in with the tying run at first base. Go ahead run at home plate now. Kozazemski struck out in her first at bat. Popped out to first base. Back in the 4th inning. Nice frame job by Fiona Summers there, but the ball just misses a little off the plate. Swing and a miss. Ball's going to skip away, and the tying run's going to move 60 feet closer. Then Sosby, who's shown that she can get a good jump at second base and is an aggressive base runner, will definitely have a chance to score on a base hit. Ball's fouled off at the plate. Hits her in the box. It's a dead ball. 2 strikes on Kozazemski. Looks like Carr's starting to pick up her velocity a little bit again. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and there's 1 out. Again, looks like Casey Carr is starting to reach back for a little bit extra here in the bottom of the 7th. Haley McMenamin, the hitter. 0 for 2, reached on an error last time. As Kara Wilson made a nice play on a tough hop. The first baseman just not able to hang on to the ball. 1-0 the count here. Ball misses in the dirt. Sosby's going to take third base. And she's in there. And things beginning to get a little bit more interesting here as Sosby takes third base on the pass ball. Nice job by Summers of finding that ball quickly, making a strong throw to Stern. For a very close play. 2-0. Ball's fouled off down the right side. Bonatavis gives chase and lands about a foot foul from tying this game up at 1 apiece. So you hear the red team's beginning to really get into the game now. The blue team will be wrapped up after this. The red team's going to have a break. Yellow and green will be our next game. Be our green team's first action of the day. Carr misses low and inside. Counts 3-1. The infield playing at a medium depth up the middle. Corners are even with the bag. Got to reset the count to 2 balls and a strike. Pitch. Fouled off down the third base line.
Good job. I'm not good at that.
2-2 the count to McMenamin. Swing and a miss. And Summers thought about trying to pick off Sosby at third base. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. McKenna Gillespie will be the last hope for the red team. First pitch on the way from Carr. That ball's popped up. Able to reach the stands. Play is not made this time. Our stands are filling the ball at about a 50% rate right now. which is good. 0-1 the count to Gillespie. Ball's fouled off down the third base line, and the blue team is one strike away from going 2-0 on the afternoon. Gillespie and the red team down to their final strike. A lot of energy in the park now as the yellow and green team have both reported for their game. 0-2 pitch on the way to Gillespie. Ball's grounded to second base. Shug picks it up on the first base, and the blue team's going to lock it in for a 1-0 victory. Montana Shug ends the day 5 for 6 at the plate, knocks in the game's only run, and the blue team wins it 1-0. Yellow team and green team coming up after this. Make sure you watch the yellow and green team and the green and red game at the end of the day on the Scout National Showcase page. I'm Mark Mulvaney. Thanks for watching Scout Softball.